Until then, have a lovely rest of your day. This is a theory that talks about Bowser and King Boo from the Mario series. Bowser is a crazy villain. Some of his deaths at the end of Mario games are pretty brutal. An example is in Super Mario Galaxy 1, where he falls into a star and is then stranded on an exploding planet that turns into a black hole. King Boo's role in the Mario series at first glance doesn't seem to be anything significant. He only appears in a few Mario games and, aside from Luigi's Mansion series, his role in the games he does appear in is minor. You may think that Bowser and King Boo have nothing related to each other. However, they both play a major role together in the Mario series, which keeps the series alive. While this is never explained directly, there are a few games in the Mario series which give you hints about the truth of Bowser and King Boo. Super Mario World is the first game in the Mario series in which evidence of the theory can be seen. King Boo was really around as early as the Super Mario Bros. 3 days in which Boo's first appeared. He just never appeared in game. Have you realized how occasionally there were these ghost house levels in Super Mario World? These houses are where Boos lived peacefully in their afterlife. Then came Mario, who stormed into these houses and wreaked havoc numerous times throughout the events of the game, often with malicious intent. The Boos knew they had to stop this, so they reported Mario's actions to King Boo. King Boo was furious about this, so he decided to start tracking down Mario. Similar levels of havoc would continue in future Mario games, thus beginning the Boos and King Boo's hatred towards Mario that continues to this very day. Paper Mario is the second Mario game that provides evidence for the theory. The main attention in this game for the theory goes to Bowser, but King Boo deserves to be mentioned as well. This is because Mario had actually allied with the Boos in World 3 of that game, and so you may think this would change King Boo's mood about Mario. However, if you think more into it, you'll see that this great alliance wasn't really enough to make up for Mario's past aggression. First, he only allied one ghost house compared to the 7 games from the past games. Secondly, the alliance was forced because they couldn't keep
Still thrashing around.
All in all, what Mario did made Mario go down stop King Boo.
Haven't you seen a hedgehog before? Come on, I'll show you my spine!
The starting scene where Mario, Bowser, and King are on a platform way into the clouds where there's blood. Mario sees Steve how he starts with Bowser, on the other hand, isn't so much. Explain what he's seen and heard about him or being able to escape. While Bowser's deaths before this game were at least understandable and how to survive, he's sort of the lava that featured in small walls. There is no explanation how Bowser survived being stranded on this destroyed platform without stopping. No matter how tough the Luigi made it in the past, Mario did the same thing from the beginning of the game and pre-infection. So he was fortunately alive for the consequence. After the end of the game, he must watch Peach's castle with the Luigi on Bowser's Charles house that he is signed. This is called the Toad Tower News. Mentioning about how Mario defeated Bowser and how Peach and the castle are safe. Also means this. Bowser was dead. For sure, almost positive. After saying the obvious about Bowser was bad, he also states how confident they are that Bowser will return. This connection indicates that this event strongly suggests that Bowser had suffered such a brutal beating before they if Bowser is dead, then why is he still alive and still in the Mario series today? This is the fighting of these after Mario Luigi's Mansion is perhaps the most important easy to get this start of the game. Luigi goes to the mansion that he's won in a fight much darker than advertised and needs to find out what Mario is, who went to the mansion before him. The scene King Boo in a fancy room with Mario inside his painting, struggling to get out. This is the first sign that King Boo's up to something sinister with Mario. But soon after, perhaps the most crucial event in relation to the theory occurs. In Area 3, do you remember the fortune-telling ghost, also known as Madame Clairvoyante? You know, the kind ghost who tells Luigi to bring Mario's dropped objects so she can see what happens to Mario. Well, once he gets the last object, after she tells the orc to show them all it can about Mario, she will say this. What is this? Bowser? How can this be? I see that he's forming Bowser. Is Bowser somewhere in this nation?
Payback time at last!
I thought that Mario didn't tell me as King was now flying Bowser. This could be working. Well, for you, pushing firms that know there's no existence, just understand what he's Mario said. Remember that Mario was the Mario game before Luigi's Mansion. Now the Toad Town named Paper Mario also thought that Bowser wouldn't return. Also recall Bowser's brutal defeat at the end of Paper Mario. See a connection there. Also note on the part when she mentions how King Boo could have revived Bowser. This will be important later on. Another connection can be made when Luigi opens the door to King Boo's room. Before the final battle begins, King Boo talks to Mario's painting, and at least one point says the next line. I remember how much trouble you've caused me in the past. This doesn't make sense at first, considering this is King Boo's first appearance in the Mario series, but remember what I said earlier about how Mario kept going on to ghost houses in Super Mario World? That and other confrontation with Boo is what King Boo meant by the trouble. King Boo then turns the Mario painting into a and he will then fight the final boss on the Luigi Mansion. That's where the King Boo controlling. Now, remember the fortune-telling ghost mentioned about how King Boo could somehow find Bowser? The connection here is why the King Boo wanted to revenge on Mario for the trouble caused from the Luigi Mansion with ghosts. Then provided his now dead arch enemy, Bowser. The evidence doesn't stop after Luigi's Mansion. You'll see that Bowser's deaths after Luigi's Mansion are more violent and extreme than before. The previous mentions of Mario Galaxy 1 was an example of this. After his defeat in the final battle, Bowser falls into a star. This is surely burns his death as even enhancing the lava of the gravity.
Unlike mechs, I can grow. I get more powerful every second.
I will teach you to hold that tongue next time.
But there may actually be an explanation. Just recently, I explained how King Boo revived Bowser. Well, even after his apparent defeat by Luigi at the end of the game, King Boo didn't get completely destroyed at Luigi's Mansion. Why? He's a ghost, and as you know, because ghosts are already dead, they can't die. What King Boo did instead, though, was give Bowser some power. He took over his body to possess him and keep him alive, leaving Bowser to be the best vessel to find a way to get revenge on Mario and make his life miserable. You know the tales of how ghosts come for revenge and haunt you forever? This is exactly what's happening to Mario. The theory can explain some other oddities of Bowser in more recent games, such as his sudden shift to a very sinister personality. In most games before Luigi's Mansion, Bowser's plan is mostly just to capture Peach and keep Mario from saving her. In games after Luigi's Mansion, Bowser focuses on trying to really marry Peach, actually killing Mario, and to conquer the Mushroom Kingdom. Sometimes he even takes it to another level to conquer the universe, like what we see in Super Mario Galaxy. This sudden darker shift proves only further that Bowser is controlled by King Boo. With With Bowser now showing the same sinister personality King Boo did in his in-game appearances, it would make sense that Bowser's plans would get more extreme as well. And why would this King Boo control Bowser still try to marry Peach? Not necessarily because King Boo is in love with Peach, but because he wants to break Mario's heart. This is also why Bowser keeps coming back. No matter how brutal his defeat is, since he's controlled by King Boo, he won't die as now he is part ghost. And of course, the fact that his part ghost Bowser would never truly die only emboldens him to have more extreme plans. Now, one may think some source of magic, namely Kamek, may be reviving Bowser alive instead, but it's hard to imagine that this is the case in some of Bowser's recent deaths. In both Super Mario Galaxy games, Bowser's final defeat is getting sucked into a black hole, and it's hard to imagine anyone going in with him to revive him, unless they be killed too.
Still relatively undamaged. Enemy is here somewhere. Better be on your guard, Sonic.
This one appears after Bowser had just fallen into lava follows. It seemingly makes no sense for Bowser to have his skin burned off by the lava so much as to hurt bones, but the steering can provide sense in the situation. While the lava would damage Bowser's body itself and burn all the skin off, it would entire King Boo's possession of the body. This would allow Bowser to function fine with all his bones. In fact, Bowser's carcass is actually not the only body which is possessed after a defeat. Dry bones entities, which are the things regular Goombas, are still able to function and be a threat to Mario despite being dead because regular Goombas are possessed them. Since King Boo is more powerful than any other Boo, it would make sense for him to be able to possess the king of the Goombas, Bowser. As a more powerful Boo, King Boo might also have the unique ability to return Bowser's figure on well. After Luigi's Mansion, King Boo himself only physically appearing in Mario's spin-off games such as Mario Party and Mario Kart, as well as the selection of other Mario games such as Super Mario Sunshine and Super Princess Peach. King Boo's appearances in these games may seem to debunk this theory, but pay attention to how King Boo looks in Luigi's Mansion games and how he looks in all other games. In Luigi's Mansion, King Boo has a feature unique to all other Boos, such as the golden eyes, purple tongue, and the crystal crown. King Boo, all other Mario games, does not have any of these features. All resembles Big Boo in these games instead, just a larger version of regular Boo, except for the crown on top.
This is Green Hill, right?
Mario Kart, Mario Party, and other Luigi's Mansion games is either a fake or replacement game, while the true King Boo is Disney controlled Bowser. In Luigi's Mansion, Dark Boo, King Boo, and Frustrated Boo's from possession of Bowser, this is true Bowser Party trying to come up with different land models, perhaps trying to take a different approach than usual in order to achieve success. Bowser has been appearance in the game, which can be seen as evidence of the theory. It should be noted that King Boo never made it clear that he managed to escape his painting, yet appeared to be trapped at the end of the first Luigi's Mansion in order to make sure Mario would connect with Bowser. However, the saw Professor Ega's decision to sell all the paintings in this game as a good opportunity to make it appear as though to escape the painting after being trapped, despite King Boo's efforts to defend Mario Bros. And achieve domination by shattering Dark Boo. Luigi again managed to defeat Ghost One. King Boo, of course, doesn't die at the end of the game. He just returns to Bowser's body to think of the next final. The Mario Super Mario 3D world may provide proof of the theory. In this game, instead of capturing Peach, the King Boo controlled Bowser instead attempts to kidnap the 7 Spriggs princesses. The decision may appear to make no sense from Bowser's perspective, but with the knowledge of this theory, it actually does.